I'll show you.
Very handsome. Difficult to miss.
Who, the governor?
No, Madam White.
You didn't tell me that before.
You didn't ask me.
Well, is that him there?
No, that's Robert Hugh Bates.
And what about Mrs. White?
Well, there isn't one.
You didn't tell me that either.
Does that matter?
No, it doesn't.
Miss Prentice.
Adam, we've been looking all over for you, boy.
And I for you. How do you do? I was looking around wondering which one you were.
Baby, dear, here I come.
Let's go get you something to drink.
All right.
Hello, Jeffrey. Hello. You don't look at all like your correspondence.
No?
No.
Well, which one would you have thought I was?
Honestly?
Thank you.
Well, from your sample brief, I think I would have thought, that man over there. How are you?
Hello. We'll talk more later.
Miss Prentice, Mr. Ian Strand, former state senator, one of the world's true great Democrats.
And someone I'm sure he's going to hit up for campaign money, so don't you mind a word he says.
Nice to meet you. And please, call me Melissa.
Melissa is Dr. Kent's niece.
Oh, the lawyer. Well, yes, we've all heard about you. He is very proud.
She was top of her class in Boston. She's going to clerk with me while she studies for the bar exam.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a big welcome for the current and the next leader of the great Commonwealth of Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor, Gilbert Lee Trinkle.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep it short. I want you to go on enjoying yourselves here, and I want me to have something left to say when I do come to hit you up for contributions. We have the Great War behind us and only greatness before us. There's opportunity out there, and it's our duty to see it and take hold of it and better ourselves with it. We're here tonight together because we believe in progress. We believe that through social progress we can perfect our society. We believe that through economic progress we can perfect our commerce and industry. We believe that through scientific progress we can perfect even the human race itself. And my friends, any goal short of that is just not good enough for us here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So I ask you all to raise your glasses with me, not just to this campaign, but to a whole new beginning. A new beginning each day, and a proud new beginning together. New beginning!
Mr. White's office.
Melissa, which do you think?
That one.
Well, then this one it is. Check.
I finished up the Feeney documents. Miss Benson said I should bring them to you here.
Oh, good, thank you. Well, I'll take those by later on.
I was hoping I could go with you to Mr.
Why do you
Feeney's
take this
stuff.
one?
It's more noticeable.
Ruth, sit.
I was hoping I could go with you to Feeney's. See, everything's come past my desk, and I'd like to see the end of it.
Well, it's really not in a good part of town.
I don't mind.
I mean, not the type of place I think your uncle would want you going.
Law school was the type of place my uncle didn't want me going.
that door, Elizabeth.
Look who I found on the road. Beautiful daughter and a beautiful grandson. Steven, up in the air. Oh, he likes it, don't you?
That's so exciting. Gregory's buying us an automobile. Oh, Elizabeth. Gee, Mama.
You look flushed. Some cold lemonade?
Oh, why don't you sit and relax, Mom? I'll let Carrie get it.
Oh, she's with her child.
Speaking of which, did you call the feeble-minded colony today?
They said Dr. Kent's out of town, due back in Lynchburg end of the week.
They say when they can commit Carrie?
Well, they said they'd write up the order when Dr. Kent's back.
I certainly hope so. People already saying we got a place up here for unwed mothers. What was that I heard about some lemonade,
Come on, let me see my grandson make it.
Oh, I'll be able to do something.
Hello, sweetheart. Well, sure, look at Grandma.
Come on, Feeney. You should be taking all those down and not putting those up. Feeney, you don't get everything out of here, you know, it's all going to come down with the whole place. Okay, look. You can't read it right? You just put an X on this line. Now, all this says is that you have been informed of and understand the eviction.
I understand how you feel, Mr. Feeney. No one likes it when these things happen. And no one is doing this to hurt you. It's just that the bank that owns this building is tearing it down. Like they're tearing down other buildings that they own. And whether we like it or not, they have a right to do that. You see, the lease you signed with them is ended. Now, either they're going to come in here and pull you out of the store, or you can walk out with your head up and get on with the rest of your life. This is hard enough, Mr. Feeney. Please don't make it harder on yourself.
I'm impressed.
Sad. How long has he been here?
Forever. His father had the original lease.
Well, the law's the law.
Yes, it is.
Hello, is anybody home?
Mama? Papa, he's here.
My, oh my. Look at this.
Now, see right here, see, this is the choke. See, so it's like if somebody's talking too much, then you can choke them, and then when they talk, then you let it go, and they start breathing again. You see, sort of like that. Except then, when the snap comes up, yeah, now, gasoline is what makes it run, all right? But then we also got the high gear, right?
Right here?
I see.
Right there, yeah.
Now be careful, don't break it.
Look at paper.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
That's the top.
Go like this.
Oh, look at all this dust already.
Ah, it's just from the back room. I'm gonna send Carrie out to wipe it down.
Elizabeth, look at this. Open car.
Carrie! Carrie, bud! Oh, Carrie, I need you to... Oh, my God, what the hell are you doing? Boy. Elizabeth! Elizabeth! My boy. She was nursing my boy.
Crying.
She's nursing my boy.
He was crying, Mrs. Thompson. He was crying. Oh, my God. I'm just crying. Baby, cry with the heart.
Now let's all just settle down.
What sort of feeble-minded germs she carries? Let's all gotta get to the doctor.
She fed my baby.
She used to be committed now.
She's going when all the arrangements are made. And until then, whenever that happens, this is still her home. She was just trying to help.
I want her out of here, my son. You got that?
She'll be right out.
Are you coming, Carrie? Saying her goodbye, I imagine. She does love that child. She'll be right down. Carrie! Oh. Well, doesn't she look pretty? Don't they both? Come on down, dear. Oh, you changed her again. Oh, she does look fine. Did she do to herself again? You remember Miss Frederick, don't you? Yeah, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Carrie.
Your bags are in the car.
I can't leave Vivian.
No, dear.
Why don't I take Vivian?
No.
Well, now, she's such a pretty child. Won't you let me hold her?
Go on. Let the nice Miss Fredericks hold her.
There now. My, what a little darling. Come on. Go on outside. We're going to let Miss Evans hold her for just a minute, and you and I are going to go say goodbye to Mr. Evans. Okay? Okay? Where'd you get that little outfit, Carrie?
I want Vivian.
Now, Mrs. Evans is going to hold her for just a minute. We're going to go out here and say goodbye.
Come on, Carrie.
Come on now, Carrie.
Baby.
Carrie. Now, Carrie. Bye-bye. Carrie. Careful, Carrie. Carrie, careful. Baby, go.
Mr. White's office? Just a moment, let me see if he's available. It's Miss Jane Talbot again. I'm sorry, he's with a client at the moment. Yes, I'll tell him. She said you promised to call her last week. You can't say she isn't persistent.
I'm almost finished with that historical brief. It's actually very interesting. Do you need something?
No. I've been invited to a lecture this weekend to Dr. Harry Laughlin of the Carnegie Institute, speaking about eugenics.
Yes, Uncle Arthur's going.
If you're interested, I have an extra ticket. I thought if maybe you weren't studying, you might like to come along.
I'd love to.
There are 10 to 15 million social inadequates out there. And it's not an exaggeration to say that your new law here is historic. If you'll allow me to project into the future. Enforcing the sexual sterilization of the feeble-minded will change the face of this country, and indeed the world. If all the other states would show the courage and the foresight that you Virginians have, by 1950 we could be sterilizing 200,000 a year. And by the turn of the century, we would have an America that would be free of insanity, feeble-mindedness, epilepsy, poverty, and most of its crime. Think of that, ladies and gentlemen. Think of it.
There you are. My pleasure.
How are you?
Oh, hello, Jack. This is Mr. and Mrs. Barrows. The Barrows Sugar Company's my colleague.
Hi.
Melissa Prentice.
Very nice to meet you. 8 to 10,000 feeble-minded in the state.
Yes, but remember, most of them are roaming free out there. They need to be found and committed first. But what we have in our facilities right now, I'd say we do about 400 this year.
I know you were sued a few years ago for sterilizing some inmates. Will this law help prevent future suits?
I hope so, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Kent, I was hoping to have a word with you.
Well, I would be honored, sir. Thank you.
I know that this case was designed to keep you out of the courts, but it is the opinion of my colleagues and I that you need to get back into the courts as soon as possible.
I don't understand.
We need to have you sued again.
What?
We need a case that'll test this law right to the Supreme Court of the United States.
What if it doesn't pass?
We think it will. Justice Holmes is with us. And the Jew Brandeis is with Holmes. And Butler is the only Catholic. If the Supreme Court stamps its approval, all the other states can come on board.
How exactly would we proceed?
Very simply. You find a subject who touches on as many provisions of the law as possible. Ideally, someone with no religion or close friends or mentally sound relatives. Then you find a cooperative attorney to object to the sterilization, and then you appeal the case right up the ladder to Washington.
Forgive me. If I'm the one being sued, what if we don't win?
I have the full backing of the Carnegie Institute.
He's quite a speaker, huh?
Yes.
You ever read his book?
No, but I've seen it around Uncle Arthur's office. I just haven't had the chance to.
So what do you read?
These days, nothing but law books.
No D.H. Lawrence? Oh, come on, it's not that scandalous.
No, I don't find it all that scandalous. I have heard
What have you
about it. That it's...
Hey, what's that?
She looks like she's lost.
Or run away from the colony. Let me handle it.
I'm going to Charlottesville.
Where are you coming from? Coming from the colony? If you're going to Charlottesville, you're going the wrong way, because Charlottesville's this way now. That's right. Do you need a ride? We can take you there. If you... Come on. Get in the car. Come on. We'll take you. That's it. Come on. Yeah, we get in the car so that we can go that way. That's right. You got the idea. That's it, come on.
It's an awfully long walk to Charlottesville. Is that where you're from? What's in Charlottesville? That's all right. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Do you want to tell me your name?
I need the road to Charlottesville completely covered. You couldn't have gotten far, but we need to find her before dark.
What about the train?
Well, when's the last
Dr.
train?
King!
Check the depot.
They found her on her way to Charlottesville.
Adam?
She's all right.
Do you know how much worry you put us through here? Take it to her ward. I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, well, I'm sorry I brought you down here for nothing, but I just had no idea.
Uncle Arthur, I made you a sandwich and some tea.
Oh, this is the best news I've had all day.
Well, the tea might be cold. Would you like me to get you some more?
No, honey, it's just fine. You're going up to bed. Thank you.
That girl this afternoon, who is she?
She's one of the Bucks. We've had a number of them over the years.
Well, what's wrong with her?
She's feeble-minded, moral delinquent. had an illegitimate baby.
What's going to happen to her? Uncle Arthur,
Huh?
what's going to happen to her?
Well, I don't know, Melissa. I'll have to look into her case.
All right, then. Good night.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's try a few numbers. How about that? Let's do these backwards. 6, 9, 4, 8, 2. Begin. My dear Dr. Laughlin, she has sensual emotional reaction and is morally, economically, and socially inadequate. Her record is of immorality, promiscuity, and untruthfulness. What's the matter with you? Huh? Do you want to be out with Mrs. Evans and your baby? But Mrs. Evans is afraid you might have another baby.
Another baby.
Would you like for Mrs. Evans never to have to worry about that? For you never to have to worry about having another baby? She belongs to that shiftless, ignorant, and worthless class of antisocial whites of the South. Would you like that?
I want Pippin.
Her name is Carrie Buck.
Excuse me.
Hey there, you find us another runaway?
No.
You looking for Dr. Kent?
Actually, I'm looking for Carrie Buck.
Oh, they're all out on the phone.
Thank you. Carrie? Carrie, what's wrong? Are you hurt? Should I go get Dr. Kent? What is it? Carrie, what is it? Oh, my God, you must be in pain. My God, where's your baby?
Inside there.
How can you have taken her away like that?
The lactation will subside, Melissa, so will the pain.
When?
In a few days.
A few days? You can't leave her like that for a few days.
Well, I'll examine her, see what I can do for her.
She needs to be with her baby, Uncle Arthur.
And she is going to be soon enough. I'm petitioning to sterilize her. Once that's done, she'll be out in the world again. And you don't have a thing to worry about, darling. You just run right along. Don't worry. Oh, what is that? That's a pig, Margaret. That's very good, very good. You keep up the good work.
Hey, they said a pretty woman was waiting to see me. I was hoping it was you. Now, these have just come in. I got 15 minutes to make a decision. Which do you think?
This one.
Okay. I think you're right. Mind you, that troubled look doesn't go too well with it. Something the matter?
I have to file these with the court by 5 o'clock.
Yeah, well, so that's about, what, 3 hours from now? So that can't be what's on your mind. You don't have to tell me.
I went by the colony on my way here and saw that girl that we picked up. When they committed her, they took her away from a baby she was nursing. And Uncle Arthur says he's going to keep her there until he sterilizes her. And, well, I just don't think she should be kept away from a child like that. And I was wondering if there was something we could do for her, some kind of legal provision somewhere.
I'll tell you what, why don't we talk about it later? And,
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I shouldn't have bothered her. No. I'll see you back at the office after court.
Let me take you to dinner tonight. Talk about it then.
You don't have to do that.
Well, no, I don't. I want to.
All right.
Fine, I'll pick you up 7. Good.
All right, bye.
Fine, bye.
Hey, Ralph. Hello, Sally. That's her over there?
Yeah, that's her, poor thing. Dr. Laughlin wants to get a case all the way to the Supreme Court to lock down once and for all the constitutionality of these kinds of laws. Since this would be a big step forward in any career, I was hoping maybe we could get you to act as our attorney.
Well, I'd be honored. Thank you.
Well, I thought you might be interested. I'll get some paperwork sent over to the office. Our first step is going to be to have a meeting of the colony board. They will certify that she is fit for sterilization, then her guardian will object and appeal it into court.
And what about her attorney?
Well, I haven't got around to that yet, but don't worry, it's going to be somebody cooperative. This is a friendly suit.
Hey, I would love to have one.
Well, you know, I think that Angela
Well,
is talking, she's talking about this.
Here, this for you. I asked him to put it here. Oh, no, see, I did. No, see, I just had them put these others out so people wouldn't feel bad. Why didn't you stay in Virginia for law school?
They wouldn't let me. They weren't taking any women. How's that for a progressive state?
They are. Now, and you can join our bar.
Sure. We can vote here, too. For progressives, like your Governor Trinkle.
What's wrong with that?
You don't really think we won that, do you? It was the lesser of two evils, Adam. How do you keep the colored vote insignificant? You double the white vote.
Now, come on. Women's causes have been strong and successful. Trinkle has spoken out for them hundreds of times. And hey, I hired you, didn't I?
Yes. But would you ever hire a colored to work anywhere but your kitchen or your garden? Women have only done well here out of convenience.
Mrs. Danforth, Colonel.
Mr. White?
Yeah. You're gonna make a good lawyer.
I intend to.
Your uncle said you would. Strong-willed.
I imagine stubborn is probably the word he used. I love Uncle Arthur. He's always been my favorite. I used to come here every summer when I was a little girl. Mama and I would pack up the car and drive down from Richmond and stay with him. I was a tomboy.
Ugh, see, that I can't imagine. Mm-mm.
Oh, yes. I used to get into all kinds of trouble when I was little. Let me see. Well, one time, my friend and I emptied a jar of fireflies into one of the colony windows, and the inmates went berserk and had a party. And Uncle Arthur still doesn't know who did it. We used to steal old man Delaney's rowboat, and we would go catch catfish, and we would toss them alive into the windows of passing trains. Should have heard the screams. Oh, then we take the boat all the way down the river and go skinny dipping in the swimming
We
hole.
used to steal that old boat, too?
Yeah, I think everybody did. I think he left it there for us.
I think you did.
Is he still alive?
Very much so. His boat is, too. Still see him out fishing, doesn't he? So what'd he say?
To what?
It's a nice night.
Oh, you don't mean... Why, you bearing me? I guess I am not as fit as I used to be.
They didn't have women's crew up in Boston?
Oh, they did. I just didn't join. Why don't you take one?
Go.
No. You?
Mm-mm.
Actually, I am a little cold.
Take my jacket. Lost your brother?
I must have left it on the dock.
Sorry. No, I shouldn't have.
No. Adam.
It's just not easy when the most bright and beautiful woman you've ever met is working there in the office next to yours. And you just get this one wall between you. All you can think of all day long is what's on the other side.
They got enough light?
I'll get the light on it.
What you got there,
Who is it? Can't be. It's Feeny.
Boys, take the body back to show Take care of things from
Here. Get this.
Thank you. I've never seen a dead body before, have you? I saw my mama in the casket, but she was all done up, made to be seen. It was just a few days ago that we were standing with him in his store.
Well, listen.
It was so easy just to draw up those papers and fill in M. Feeney.
We didn't do anything wrong.
I don't even know what M stands for, do you?
No. I don't. You can't take the blame for what happened.
Adam, Uncle Arthur says they're going to have a hearing tomorrow about that girl Carrie's sterilization.
Yeah.
I want to go. Do you mind if I take the afternoon off?
No, you go.
Thanks.
Please have the record show myself as attorney for the board, Mr. Willem Sherman as court-appointed guardian for the inmate Carrie Buck, and Miss Melissa Prentice as
Gentlemen, I apologize for my tardiness. Gentlemen, I would like to have you meet Carrie Buck. Well, hello, Melissa.
Hello.
How you doing, huh?
I'm fine.
You started this thing early, didn't you?
Yeah,
Trying to make me look bad.
Long any minute.
I classify her as a lowest grade moron. Her mental age is about 7, yet she's already had one illegitimate, mentally defective child. She's a moral delinquent, but I think physically capable of earning her own living if protected against childbearing by sterilization.
And if she were not sterilized?
She would have to remain here at the expense of the state for the remainder of her childbearing years, maybe 30 years.
So it's your opinion that sterilizing Carrie would be better for her and society?
I believe that preventing Carrie Buck from childbearing is our duty.
And there's support for this in general medicine?
Yes. My belief is based on all the authorities on mental defectiveness and on stirpiculture, which is the study of horse breeding, and all the general principles of heredity.
Thank you, Dr. Kent. No further questions.
Do I say it now?
Not yet. I'll tell you when.
They let me see Vivian.
Mr. Sherman, it's your duty to defend Carrie Buck's rights and interests. Do you have any questions of Dr. Kent?
Yes, sir, I do. Doctor, what assurance can you give that sterilization will not be dangerous to Carrie Buck's health or life?
Well, the operation is as harmless as any can be. The girls leave their beds in 2 or 3 weeks. None of their womanly functions, except for childbearing, is impaired. I've already sterilized, I'd say 80 to 100 females, and we haven't had one single death. There's been no deaths, gentlemen.
Couldn't she be taught or trained to restore herself to society as a moral and responsible individual?
No, sir. That would be impossible. Self-control, moral conception are lacking in her. They cannot be supplied by training or teaching. She is incurably, congenitally defective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mr. Strand, do you have any questions for the inmate herself?
Yeah, just one. Carrie, do you care to say anything about having this operation performed on you?
I do not. It is up to my people.
Her people? The child has no people. Does Willem Sherman even know her? Has he told her what's going to happen?
She wouldn't understand.
Well, this is a serious operation. She has to be made to understand. Uncle Arthur, you've sterilized 80 to 100 girls. Have all the hearings been this way?
Hasn't been a hearing like this before. This is a new law, which is all in Carrie's best interest.
Well, what are Willem Sherman's qualifications? Is he a lawyer? Is he a doctor?
I just simply ask Ian to select someone suitable.
Ian? But Ian's representing your side. Willem Sherman only asked 2 questions.
Yes. Ian and I instructed him which were the proper ones. Now, Melissa, this is my job, honey. I've worked with girls like this for most of my life. I do know what's best for them. Trust me, I really do.
Carrie? How are you? Are you still hurting? Did Dr. Kent give you a hot water bottle?
They're going to let me see Vivian.
Carrie, they're only going to let you see Vivian after they give you an operation. Do you know what an operation is? They're going to cut into your body and they're going to change you, Carrie, forever. They're going to make it so that you can't have any more babies like Vivian. I think you should be able to see Vivian without having that done to you. And I want to help you. Who knows? Maybe someday you want to have other Vivians, and I think that should be your choice, too. Do you want me to help you, Carrie?
I want to see Vivian. Baby.
Okay.
He went to Norfolk for the campaign.
Norfolk?
Friday, he has his club luncheon.
Did he leave me a message?
trying to knock you off the field.
There, and see what you get for it.
I understand things are working well with you and Melissa.
Oh, yeah, she's quite a girl.
Easing your caseload?
Yeah, matter of fact, more than I expected.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That mean you got room for another case?
What? What kind of case?
Very important case.
That's it. What you saw in Norfolk's exactly the same in Raleigh.
Hey, let me call you right back.
No, this is important now.
I know it's important, but I'm going to call you back. Bye-bye. Just wondering where you were.
There's a case that we need to get.
My trip was great, thanks. I missed you, too. We're way up in the Norfolk polls. Hey, look at this over here from my luncheon.
What is it?
Campaign contributions. Your uncle was particularly generous.
Good. I went to Carrie's sterilization hearing. Adam, it was a joke. The board already ruled for Uncle Arthur, so I think there's something that we can do.
Melissa?
Our guardian's name is Willem Sherman. He's a friend of Ian Strand's. We need to get him to appeal to county court.
He's already going to.
How do you know that?
He was at the club.
And he said he's going to appeal?
Yes.
Well, who's representing him?
I am.
Are you serious?
Yes, he asked me, and I said I'd be happy to.
Oh, but Adam, that's
Now,
wonderful.
listen to me now.
I'm going to go
Listen,
start
listen to
getting
me.
things together.
What is all of this?
Hi, these are Carrie's papers. They just came in. Everything. Her medical records, the commitment proceedings, petitions. I even pulled some cases.
Whoa. You have the bar exam in a month.
I'll study in the evenings.
What if you get a gentleman caller?
Well, that all depends on who he is.
A handsome lawyer?
He'll have to call and see.
He is.
I'll make time, I promise. What's wrong?
What, nothing.
Are you trying to say you don't want me on this?
Of course not.
So there she is with the Evans family, doing just fine with the chores, thank you, for years and years, and she gets pregnant. Well, now they want to be rid of her. She's an unwed mother. She's an embarrassment. So they say they can't support her anymore. They say she is dishonest, has hallucinations, outbreaks of temper. Here they even try and say she's epileptic since childhood, where before they said that she had never been subject to epilepsy, headaches, nervousness, fits, convulsions, or spasms of any kind. She is not epileptic.
What does the medical record say?
Just a convenient feeble-minded within the meaning of the law.
That is a broad definition.
Yes, so does uneducated, which is all she really is.
Well, they'll argue she's not educable.
According to Uncle Arthur, she was committed and is being sterilized for being a moral delinquent. You're not born with morals.
Well, Uncle Arthur says otherwise.
We'll prove him wrong.
But heredity is scientifically documented.
Not of morals, it's not.
Now, look. The better part of her family has been in the colony at one time or another, including her own mother. Now, there's 8 known members, who knows how many others, and Carrie herself was born out of wedlock. Now, she's part of a whole pattern, and we can't deny that. Desires do get the best of that kind of girl. Melissa, they don't know any better than to go out and satisfy themselves, and they wonder how they end up pregnant.
So we blame them?
All I'm saying...
Well, what about the men that take advantage of them? They're guiltless?
No, you can't blame them. The girls come looking for it, and men are easy prey. Not in the issue here, anyway.
Maybe it is. You are the most frustrating human being that I have ever known.
I'm just trying to make you a better lawyer.
Now, listen.
No, you listen to me. Do you know how many girls get pregnant in the streets each year? There's just case after case, and Carrie is typical.
How do you know? Does anyone ever ask how it happens?
I don't know. I think that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Is that what you'd say if I suddenly showed up pregnant?
Something you would tell me?
Adam, I'm trying to be serious.
No, you're different.
Why? Because I don't fit one of Uncle Arthur's patterns? Because I'm not a slow girl from the hills? Something could just as easily happen to me.
Yes, well, under the same conditions, yes, maybe it could.
Walking down the street, it could. See, that's my whole point here. No one's ever bothered to find out what really happens to these girls.
Have you asked Carrie what happened to her?
No, I haven't.
Dr. Kent has to authorize any leaves personally. He won't be back for another 2 days.
Yes, I know. I just took him to the train station.
Well, then you know I can't let her out, don't you?
I'm her attorney. I work with Mr. White, and I need to spend a few hours with her. Is there some place I can talk to her completely undisturbed?
I'm so tired.
Just close the door. No one will bother you.
Thank you. That Carrie Buck is a surprise. All right, now close your eyes. Are they shut? Cover them with your hands. Promise you can't see anything? I promise. No peeking now, no peeking. All right, you can look now. Just a minute. She needs to get to know you, that's all. It's okay. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Do you take cream and sugar?
Just cream, please. Thank you. So Carrie never said who the father was?
Oh, gracious, no. She tried to deny the whole thing.
Well, what would she say?
Oh, you know, that she didn't know how it happened, that kind of thing.
Do you think she might have been forced, Mrs. Evans?
I suppose anything's possible, isn't it? But who's to know? Imagine when all's said and done, she just got herself into trouble like a lot of them do.
She's sleeping. This is my favorite place.
I can see why. Did you make this for her, Carrie?
She likes it here too. She's hungry. feel like food.
I'm glad.
Do you have to go now?
Not yet. We still have more time.
I do not want to go back.
I know. Why did you have a baby, Carrie?
I love Vivian.
Did you love a boy? Was it a man? It was a boy, but you didn't love him? What was his name, Carrie?
Daryl Anderson.
Was he your friend? Was he nice to you? Did he hold you? Close to him like a hug? How did he hold you, Carrie? Show me how he held you. It's all right. You can show me. Come on, Carrie, we have to go now.
It's all right, Carrie. Give it to me.
It's okay, don't worry, we'll come back soon. It's okay, Carrie. Come on. Come on, let go. Let go.
I got her, Carrie.
There. There we go.
Oh. We'll come back soon.
Of course
Goodbye,
we will.
Carrie.
Get in the car now. Get in the car.
Vivian.
Get in the car. Miss Evans, who is Daryl Anderson?
He's my nephew. He's my husband's nephew, his sister's son. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Carrie.
We'll come back soon. Vivian! Bye, Vivian!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
She said his name is Daryl Anderson.
Did she tell you how it happened?
No, that's all I could get out of her, and then she started crying. We need to find him.
Look, we don't have any proof.
We will if we find him.
We have the word of a girl who isn't competent to testify.
Well, then we'll get more out of her.
Like what?
Something. I don't know what. Something.
And who do you think they're going to believe?
Adam, her only crime was having that baby, and she was raped.
Look, I know Judge Henry, and he won't let us turn this into a rape trial. And even if we wanted to press charges, it's a separate case, and you know that.
Carrie?
We're not supposed to touch those crates.
Carrie?
She's up in confinement.
Why?
She left the grounds, went to Charlottesville. With you, I believe.
Carrie? Carrie, I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. go and talk to Dr. Kent and tell him it was all my fault. All I want is to help you, Carrie. I don't want to hurt you. Do you know that? Can you please just tell me that you know that? This wasn't meant to happen. I'm sorry. If you're gonna confine someone, it should be me.
What ought to do ought to have you arrested. What ought to do? You had no right, Melissa. Had no right taking away from here, taking out to see that baby.
Then punish me.
That's not my job. Carrie knows the rules here. It's not the first time she's left, as you very well know.
Uncle Arthur, you're the one person that can help her. Please.
Melissa, I'm trying to help her. And if you want to help her too, then stop interfering.
It is my job to interfere. I am her lawyer.
You are not her lawyer. Adam White is her lawyer.
And I work for him.
Melissa, he is embarrassed.
Embarrassed?
Yes, and I'm embarrassed too. He had no idea you went out there.
You spoke with him?
Yes, I spoke with him. Called him up on the phone, asked him what the devil was going on.
And he said he was embarrassed?
He said he had no idea about anything till you got back.
Well, he didn't.
Melissa, if I could please give you a little advice, I'd be very careful, darling. You are a beautiful young woman. Adam is as fine a boy as ever came down the track. But if you keep on like this, hon, you're going to ruin everything. You're going to drive him away. I told him a lot of things about you, but I didn't tell him you were like this.
And just what did you tell him?
I told him what I've been telling him for years, that you two would get along famously. That you'd be a fine mother, wife, just as soon as you got this damn lawyer stuff out of your system.
You told him that?
Yes, I told him that. So why don't you just let things be? I mean, just stop meddling, hon, in things that do not concern you. Now, I'll see you back at the house for supper.
Good day, Miss Prentice. Good day, Miss Prentice. Anyway, I think we should go ahead and... all right, let's go.
Miss Prentice?
Mrs. Evans?
I am sorry if I... Well, I telephoned. They said you'd be back soon.
Do you want to come in?
No, my husband would... He's waiting for me on Main Street. Thinks I'm shopping.
Mrs. Evans, what is it?
There's something I didn't tell you the other day. There were these bruises that Carrie had. Here, on her wrist. And a fine silk nightgown that Mr. Evans and I had given to her was missing. Carrie said she'd thrown it out, that she'd torn it, caught it on a nail. One day I was out by the incinerator and I got a glimpse of it stuffed down inside, so I pulled it out. It was torn all right. Not like she said. Caught on a nail. It was torn all the way down the front. Like it'd been ripped right off of her. And there was blood all smeared into the back. Like she'd had a monthly's. Only more. And, well, Dell Anderson was staying at our house at the time.
Mrs. Evans, I need you to help me. I need you to help Carrie. I need you to come down to the court and tell people.
It's not going to help. They're going to do it to her anyway. Don't you know that? They do it to all those girls.
We can stop them.
My husband said that if I ever told, I thought a ghost kind of come to be
Mrs.
looking
Evans,
for me.
please.
You summoned me. I'm going to have to swear that I was never here. Understand, don't you? I needed to tell someone. I wanted you to know. I got to go.
Certainly District 7 looks good. Hey, what do you think?
You tell me.
What, what's that?
Ian Strand's witness list. They're going to call Harry H. Laughlin himself.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know, why didn't you tell
Well,
me?
I just found out. Spoke to Ian.
Adam, Mrs. Evans came by the office today.
Oh, what for?
She knew about the rape.
Was she testifying?
She said if we called her, she'd perjure herself. So I think we should ask for a continuance, and we should try and find Darrell Anderson.
How? You said you can't find him.
Well, somebody's got to know where he is. We just need more time.
Even if we do find it, what do you think he's going to say? Yeah, I raped her.
We'll put him on the stand and hammer him until he gives in.
It won't happen. And besides, you know it wouldn't change anything anyway.
All right, so who are we going to call?
Well, I've been thinking about that. Yeah, these need to get to Amherst right away. I think our
where
best
is the
move
mark?
is to call no one.
No one? What do you mean?
Well, who would you suggest?
Somebody to refute Laughlin.
That'll only make us look foolish. He's the world's leading expert.
Now, Adam, there is a growing body of scientists who believe
We'll
that
just
Laughlin's
try to impeach Ian's witnesses and then show the law unconstitutional.
So what if we can't do that?
We'll appeal, but this is the kind of case that can go all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, do you know what that means?
Yes, I do. It means that we have to win it right here, right now. Next week, they want to seal the right to sterilize Carrie and every other girl in that colony. And that's only going to be the beginning, Adam. Next, it'll be the blind and the deaf, the crippled, the poor, the Negroes, the Jews, and anybody else who isn't good, white, and all-American in the eyes of Dr. Harry H. Laughlin. And that's not just going to be the Carrie Bucks, Adam. Milton was blind. Byron had a club foot. Beethoven was deaf. We need our own expert.
Listen to me now. Let me...
Adam, why did you hire me?
What do you mean, why did I hire you?
I mean, why did you hire me?
Well, because I read your work, I thought it was good, and I was looking to ease my load to get on with things like this campaign. Why?
You call me in here and you ask my opinion on your hats and your flyers and your posters. Do you really care what I think about our case?
Of course I do.
Good. Then I think we need our own expert. And I'm going to go find us one. Bye.
Tall, tall, tall dwarf. Now, this is a pure tall. This is a pure dwarf. And these two middle ones are hybrid talls, which means they look exactly like the pure tall, but have the gene for dwarfism hidden inside them. If they mate, they can produce a pure dwarf.
But this doesn't work for humans.
Oh, no, for some physical traits, it does. 6 fingers, eye color, a baldness, but certainly not all the mental and social conditions your Dr. Laughlin would have us believe.
What about this chart for feeble-mindedness and all the studies, family studies on alcoholism and poverty?
It'd be nice to blame all the ills of the world on biology, wouldn't it? Listen, the most complicated organisms I work with are fruit flies. Tiny little gnats that reproduce very quickly. We study their eyes and wings, and we're only beginning to understand how complex the relationship of genetics is to the environment. It's hard to even speculate about the human mind. From the first moment of consciousness, it's subject to all kinds of conditions. Education, sanitation, medical care, love, thousands of different variables. And even if this were all true, watch what sterilization would do. Let's change these little d's to F's for feeble-minded, and leave these big D's for, let's say, decent. The only feeble-minded would be this, 1/4 of this generation. That's who'd be sterilized. But these other hybrids would still carry the feeble-minded gene, yet appear completely decent. You could sterilize every feeble-minded one But it would still take generations to see any meaningful reduction, and the gene itself would be impossible to eliminate. Unless, of course, he wants to sterilize them all.
Come on. They caught Carrie trying to jump the train to Charlottesville. They've got her over at the jail. Yeah.
Stop it! Leave her alone! Stop it! Stop! I want to talk to her, please.
Let her do it. It's all right. Let her do it. Thank you.
Gentlemen. Go away, please, both of you. Please. Thank you. Carrie, may I come in? Carrie, are you hurt? I would like to come in if it's all right. But I won't unless you say I can. You can leave if you want to. No. He won't stop you. No one here will stop you. But they will find you, Carrie, every time. And they will take you back to the colony. I want to help you to be free. But we have to do things the right way. Now, I don't know if you can understand this, but the right way is through the law. That's what Mr. White and I work at every day for you. We don't think that the law is being fair to you. And we think that you should have some kind of say in your own life. Carrie, we are going to do everything that we can for you. We really are. So you can go if you want to, or you can come with us. I know you're hurt there.
She's a distinct liability.
Would you say that she could take care of her own children?
No, I wouldn't. On the very day I brought her to the colony, I witnessed her throwing a vicious temper tantrum. She scratched her own child quite badly.
She pushed me. They took Flippy in.
It's okay. That's when they took a baby.
I see. Now, tell me about this child that she scratched. I mean, do you have specific impressions of it?
Well, it's difficult to judge one so young, but I have seen the child with Mrs. Evans' grandchild, Stephen, just 3 days older, and there is a look about Carrie's child that is, well, not quite normal.
That's not true.
You're a witness, Mr. White?
You say Carrie's baby does not measure up to the Evanses.
No, not nearly.
Can either of them talk?
No.
Can they walk?
No.
Then in what way do they differ?
Well, the Evans baby it's just a baby you can play with. The other baby isn't. It seems more apathetic, not responsive.
More passive.
Yes, very much so.
And because it's more passive, you think it's feeble-minded.
I think it is. Well, just not quite normal.
And this more active baby is a boy, and the more passive one, a girl. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, before Carrie's pregnancy, are there any records at your agency that show Carrie Buck to be feeble-minded or antisocial?
No, sir.
So your opinion that she is feeble-minded and antisocial is based on the birth of her child?
On that, and that as a social worker, I know girls of that type.
Of what type?
Decidedly feeble-minded.
But wait, the fact that this girl made a misstep, or was perhaps taken advantage of, is that evidence of feeble-mindedness?
No, but a feeble-minded girl is much more likely to go wrong.
I see. Now, just one more question. You say Carrie is a liability. Do you think by sterilizing her, she would become an asset?
I don't know that she could ever become an asset, but I do think it would at least prevent the propagation of her kind.
It would prevent the propagation of her kind, undoubtedly. Thank you, Miss Frederick.
Why didn't you ask her about the scratching?
I didn't need to. The judge got the point, and I'm sure her version would be different from Carrie's anyway.
Well, that's the whole problem. Everybody's version of everything is different from Carrie's. You know, they just gave her this label, feeble-minded. Vivian, too, and she can't even speak yet. We need to show that to the judge.
Well, we just did.
No, I mean, we really need to show
Now, Melissa, you know as well as I do that Carrie has her limitations. So what do you want to argue? She can be a competent parent?
I think she can if she gets some help.
But the Evanses don't want to help her anymore.
Then another family.
And what? We have to find families for all the inmates.
Well, what if she marries? Then she'd have a husband to love her and care for her, and he might want to have more babies with her. Adam, she's an attractive, sweet girl. I can see it.
So what are you saying here? You want to put Carrie on the stand?
Yes, I think we should.
No, we can't do that.
Why not?
You really think she can handle that?
Yes, I do. We at least owe her the chance, don't we?
My name is Carrie Buck.
And where do you live?
In the colony
Well, where did you live before that?
with Mrs. Evans.
Now, I understand you have a baby. Is that right? You have a baby?
Yes, sir.
What's her name?
Vivian.
Where does your baby live?
With Mrs. Evans.
Oh, I see. So someone else is raising your baby for you? Who's Vivian's father? Carrie? All right. You don't want to answer that. That's all right. Just tell us, did you know him?
Yes.
Did you know him well?
No.
Oh, I see. Now, are you in the habit of having sexual relations with men you don't know well? Do you not understand my question? I'm going to put it another way for you. Do you often sleep with men you don't know well?
No.
But you did sleep with Vivian's father, yes? Is there something you want to say, Carrie?
No.
Now, how do I know you won't have sex with someone like Vivian's father again?
No.
Well, why not? You did once, huh? Oh, let her try. Should I repeat the question?
Don't come in. Get out. Go out. Mrs. Evans.
What, Mrs. Evans? Mrs. Evans you need now?
Adam.
Mrs. Evans. Get out. My room. Oh, no. No. Mrs. Evans. No. Get away from
Miss Budd, do you need a rest? Are you having trouble?
That's enough, Harry. Adam, that's enough.
What do you think stress is going to do to her? No, Miss
Tomorrow they're going to call Dr. DeJarnett, Dr. Estabrook, Uncle Arthur, and Dr. Lawson. We need Professor Morgan.
Please state your name and occupation.
My name is Harry H. Laughlin. I'm in charge of the Eugenics Record Office of the Carnegie Institution of Washington. I head the investigation of heredity in humans, animals, and plants.
I see. And in this investigation, have you made any effort to determine to what extent insanity and feeble-mindedness are transmissible by heredity?
Yes, we've made great efforts in that area.
And can you please tell the court what you found?
Certainly. If I may refer to my charts. Human mental characteristics are inherited in exactly the same way as physical ones, such as, say, the condition of 6 fingers. But while 6 fingers is what we call a dominant condition, feeble-mindedness is what we call a recessive. If you'll follow here on the chart, I'll make it clear.
The operation is a very simple procedure. It's just cutting the fallopian tubes and tying them back. Efficient in hospital stay, too. What we are proposing, Your Honor, is an in-and-out method by which our institutions would be turned into clearinghouses to take these girls in, sterilize them, and turn them back out again. In a very short period of time, we could have the better part of them taken care of.
So this operation is just a simple cut and tie with none of the ovaries removed?
No, indeed, sir. That would be criminal.
No further questions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Strand?
No questions, Your Honor. And no further witnesses.
You may step down, Dr. Kent. Mr. White, do you wish to call any witnesses? No witnesses, Your Honor. Then I believe we just have some technical matters. We'll take a recess until 2 o'clock. Melissa.
I brought you Morgan, and you never even used him to challenge Laughlin. You didn't challenge any of them, Miss Frederick, Uncle Arthur. That's because this is just a friendly suit, isn't it? Right from the beginning.
Melissa, there's no question that Carrie Buck should be prevented from having children. What's in court here is the law, and not her.
You never wanted a partner for your practice. Uncle Arthur as
well,
much as told me that, but I was stupid enough to convince myself that it wasn't true.
I do want you for a partner. Look, I wanted to tell you the truth.
Then why didn't
Well,
you?
because I did try, but you would just charge off.
And you let me.
I was hoping we could somehow both find our way with this.
Madam, a girl is about to lose her fertility.
We're gonna appeal. That's the whole idea, see, to argue it in Supreme Court.
You should have argued it here. Let Uncle Arthur appeal. What? Oh. He gave this to you. And you took it so that you could get your name into the history book. So what does that make me? I'm a favor to him.
Melissa, we are taking this case to the highest court in the country. The 9 greatest judicial minds are there. Oliver Wendell Holmes, Brandeis, Butler. This is the right way.
No, this is not the right way, and you know it. Withdraw.
Pardon?
Withdraw and show them that you're not as much of a pawn as you've made Carrie. Withdraw from the case.
I can't.
I have to go because I can't do anything for you here.
Where are we going?
I'm not sure.
Past Charlottesville?
Past Charlottesville.
Oh. When are you coming back?
I don't know. I don't know if I am coming back. But I do know that I'm going to do everything I can for you, Carrie. And I need for you to know that. You trusted me.
You're my friend.
Yes. And you're my friend, Carrie Buck.
Bye-bye.
My friends, we have triumphed in the Supreme Court of the United States. Now these are the targets of sterilization. The feeble-minded, the insane and psychopathic, the delinquent, epileptics, drunkards, drug addicts, the diseased in any way, the blind, the deaf, the crippled and deformed, dependent, orphan, the homeless.
Take it to class now. Lift the fallopian tube. All right. All right. Cut.